What's up guys, today I'm going to be talking about the Model 3 updates, and there's actually going to be quite a few really good major updates that are going to be happening, and these are obviously going to be continual updates that are just going to occur in the car. But maybe you should hold off on buying a Model 3 for now. So before we get started, like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, as that greatly helps out the channel. Let's get right into it. Alright, so the first new update is going to be newer headlights. Now the headlights on the previous Model 3 or the older Model 3, they aren't necessarily bad. It's not like those were bad headlights. These are just redesigned newer headlights with a new bulb, I'm guessing. At least that's what it states on this site. And personally, I actually think the newer headlight actually looks better. Like the headlight itself actually looks better. I don't know how it's actually going to perform. Obviously it should perform better than the previous one, otherwise why would they put it into production? But I personally love the look of this newer headlight compared to the old one. The newer one just looks more better, cleaner, and has like the nice bulb in it or something. I don't know, I just like it. Now this update, the next update that I'm going to be talking about, is something that a lot of people might have actually wanted in their Model 3 but couldn't get for some odd reason or whatever. And some people actually did like retrofits or aftermarket fits, and it's the power trunk. So the trunk of the Model 3, some people say that they would love if it was powered. Some people even would love it if it was a hatchback, which is basically what the Model Y is. But because it's neither of those things, at least having a power trunk is really helpful. And supposedly in this new Model 3 update, they're actually supposed to bring out a power trunk. So you can actually see from the actual struts for the rear trunk, and you can actually see that those are actually changed. Those are different, and people are expecting that that might be a power trunk, and it's highly likely that that is actually possible because Tesla loves doing these type of continual changes. And basically a lot of people were actually requesting for a power trunk. Tesla might have actually listened and put it in there, especially if they can keep the cost relatively the same. And obviously, just like with all other Model 3s or mainly any other car in their lineup, all Model 3s will get this. It's not going to be like, oh, it's only reserved for like the higher range, like the long range or the performance models. Chances are all Model 3s will get this because they just love simplifying their manufacturing process. So this is going to be a very, very useful update that's actually going to be coming, unlike the headlights, which really you won't even realize it. But this is something that you're probably going to use day to day or every week or something like that, which is actually going to be really helpful in those sort of situations. Now the third and the final thing that has actually been updated is the frunk. Now the frunk is not getting power lift gated or whatever, it's powered, but what is happening is that the frunk is getting slightly smaller and redesigned, and the reason for that is maybe it's to accommodate for a heat pump. Now the Model Y does have a heat pump, and most really good technologies like the heat pump and maybe the octavalve, they all trickle down to other Teslas eventually. And this could just be one of those where the heat pump wasn't actually in a Model 3, and now they're actually going to add one in a Model 3. And basically the advantage for most people, especially living in the US and southern US, is not really that great. It's mainly for people who are living in colder climates. So Norway is a big one because that has one of the highest densities of Teslas in the world. And then you get to like Canada, where I live, or northern USA like Minnesota, those sort of places where it actually gets cold. It can have a drastic impact on your range, dropping your range by 40-50% or something crazy like that sometimes. And basically having a heat pump, you're reducing that drop in range. It might only drop now 10, maybe 20% because it doesn't have a resistive heater where it just heats it up and all the coils heat up and all the energy is basically lost. Sorry for the noise if you can hear that. There's some like construction going in somebody's house, something like that. They're building a driveway or something, cooler driveway. It's pretty cool. But yeah, basically those are going to be the updates that are really going to come. And what I personally think is happening is they're doing all in a batch. So it's basically just going to be like after a certain number of cars, every single car is going to have every single one of these updates. The power trunk, the frunk, the redesigned frunk, probably accommodating for a heat pump, and newer headlights. And these are pretty big changes since the Model 3 actually came out. That's why I'm making this video specifically, because there have been running changes. Like the Model 3 just recently got USB-C ports instead of USB-A ports. So overall, it's the updates that are actually happening are actually pretty good. They're pretty big. Should you wait for one? Depending on if you are interested in those features, maybe wait until we get more updates on it. But otherwise, there's really no reason to wait if you really want a Model 3 and these updates don't really matter to you at all. But nonetheless, if you know that there's new updates coming, this is like the Osborne effect now, you might want to wait it. So it's your personal opinion, whatever you want to do. My job was just telling you which updates are coming and basically letting you know if they're gonna be worth it. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of these updates. I personally love the headlights. Other people on Twitter say they don't, so it's basically a toss-up. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about that. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later. Peace.